This ordinary looking building behind me here in Kenton Bar, Newcastle was a secret underground operations bunker during World War II. It might not look much from ground level, but during the Battle of Britain, this building played a crucial role in defending northern England from the German Luftwaffe. It was on the 15th of August 1940, during the Battle of Britain, that it helped to down 40 enemy aircraft. In this video, I'm going to reveal the secrets of the men and women who worked here during World War II at RAF Blakelow.
Yesterday morning at 2:41 a.m. at General Eisenhower's headquarters, General Jodl, the representative of the German High Command, and of Grand Admiral Dönitz, the designated head of the German state, signed the act of unconditional surrender of all German land, sea and air forces in Europe to the Allied expeditionary forces and simultaneously to the Soviet High Command. Hostilities will end officially at 1 minute after midnight tonight, Tuesday the 8th of May. Today is Victory in Europe Day. Tomorrow will also be Victory in Europe Day.
Yes, today, the 8th of May 2025, is the 80th anniversary of VE Day, or Victory in Europe Day. But before I start going into telling you the story about this particular underground operations bunker, I just want to let you know about why the forces in this particular celebration, even though I clearly wasn't there during the Second World War, has a particular connection with us. The RAF has a very special place in my heart. At the age of 14, I joined my local Air Cadets, 361 Gated Squadron based in Shipcote. 2 years later, a few weeks after leaving school, I joined the regular Royal Air Force in a trade called Air Movements. It was a trade that dealt primarily with air transport logistics and working on military air transport aircraft. For 14 years I lived and worked all over the world, with tours at RAF Lynham working on Hercules, Bryce Norton on TriStars and VC-10s, and RAF Odium where I worked on the Chinooks. I also served overseas in Belize, Ascension Island, the Falklands, and 3 years in Hong Kong. Although I've never experienced active service during my career in the RAF, I am deeply proud of being part of some incredible operations over the years. This included Operation Bushel in 1984 and 1985 when I was just 18 years old. This was the Ethiopian famine appeal that sent tens of thousands of tons of grain and other supplies from RAF Lynham to Ethiopia during some desperate humanitarian circumstances. I'll never forget that year of loading and unloading Hercules transport aircraft with huge bags of grain. This Grade 2 listed building was opened in December 1939 and became fully operational in March 1940. It was brought into use to coincide with the formation of 13 Fighter Group. This group was tasked to defend the skies of northern England from Humberside into Scotland and Northern Ireland. The underground bunker formed part of the revolutionary air defence system devised by Air Chief Marshal Hugh Dowen. During the expansion of the RAF during the late 1930s, the command structure of the air defences of Britain was reviewed. New developments in radar technology and the capabilities of the new Spitfire and Hurricane fighter aircraft, together with the changing nature of the threat posed by the modern bomber aircraft used by the Luftwaffe, meant a comprehensive reorganisation. This system would later be referred to as the Dowen System. Now, Dowen split Britain into 4 main fighter command areas, with a fighter group allocated to each of them. We were Fighter Group 13, and it was here in Kenton that the headquarters would be established. It comprised an integrated air defence system which included the use of radar, human observers from the Royal Observer Corps who would scan our coastal areas using binoculars, and underground phone networks. This complex set of different organisations would work together in order to provide intelligence to each command headquarters of where enemy aircraft were, what sort of aircraft they were, how many there were, and in which direction they were travelling. This information was then filtered and verified and passed to the operations room staff in the command bunker. For 13 Fighter Group, this responsibility lay with the Air Vice Marshal Richard Soule. He would be in a room overlooking a very large map of the Northern Command area. To assist with evaluating the information they'd received, the operations room used female plotters from the Women's Auxiliary Air Force. It was their responsibility to use long rakes to position markers on the map, having received information on their headsets regarding enemy aircraft locations. This large visual representation of enemy aircraft locations on the map assisted the Air Vice Marshal to scramble the right number of aircraft in response to the attack. It was a high pressure responsibility for the plotters, and split-second decisions were needed to prevent enemy bombs being dropped. It was during the summer of 1940 that Hitler decided to invade Britain, and his plan was to destroy all of the RAF airfields before a main invasion. This huge area assault was to become known as the Battle of Britain and was fought between July and September 1940. It was around midday on the 15th of August 1940 that around 80 German aircraft headed for our area, and around the same number in other areas of Britain. The men and women of 13 Fighter Group responded quickly, and approximately 60 planes from 5 squadrons were quickly scrambled. An intensive aerial battle ensued over the North Sea. German bombs were, however, dropped on Tynemouth, Sunderland, and along the Northumberland and County Durham coastline. That did result in some civilian deaths. On that day, the Germans suffered heavy losses and would never attack the north again in such large numbers. On that day, the Luftwaffe lost 75 aircraft, and 40 of these were brought down as a result of the work by 13 Fighter Group at Kenton. This day would later become known as the greatest day in the Battle of Britain. Germany had lost the Battle of Britain, and this would prove to be a turning point in World War II. And the rest, as they say, is history. And apart from a few years in the 1950s and early 60s, I think it was operating as a nuclear bunker under the threat of the old Soviet Union, it now has fell into a state of disrepair and is close to the public. The Kenton Bar Bunker is now a Grade 2 listed building. It's now a monument in recognition and memory of those who served during World War II. Speaking of Russia, on a day like today, the 80th anniversary of VE Day, Russia are currently on an imperial mission that threatens the very security of the European region. And with the USA seemingly trying to engineer its way out of NATO, it seems that humanity is cursed to make the same mistakes over and over again. Like the fall of Poland to Nazi occupation during World War II, we can't allow Russia to take control of Ukraine. Ukraine is the dam that we just can't allow to collapse. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you managed to take a minute to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice during World War II and other wars which have given us the freedoms that we enjoy today. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it informative. If you did, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts about this bunker and others like it in the comments down below. I'll see you later.